everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Sam Samson here. Today we are going to be starting my class reviews by talking about probably the most annoying and buggiest class in the game, the Scout. The Scout holds the power of a blind that can make the killer extremely vulnerable. His 4 unique items currently in the game are a Scout Radar, a Shotgun, an Adrenaline, and a Smoke Bomb. Today I'm going to go over how each item can be used and be optimized to give the killer a really bad time, as well as talking about the current bugs in-game to be worried about, and finishing with how they work with other classes. First off, I'm going to be talking about this insane-ass Scout Radar. This item is considered your ability, and allows you to blind the killer for a couple of seconds, taking away his ability to see and fight the survivors. They can still move, but it's hard for them to know if they're walking in front of an assault or an exit. The blind has 2 upgrades. The first one costs 10 scrap and makes your blind come back faster, and this can really be useful if you have a killer who's just constantly chasing you and you need to make a quick getaway. And the second upgrade is longer blinding, which probably is the most cancerous thing in this entire game. It upgrades your blind from 3 seconds to 5 seconds, which may seem insignificant, but trust me, for any killer main out there, time is probably your most valuable resource. And for the cost of 15 scrap, it's so easy to get. And don't even get me started on 2 fucking scouts with that. So if you have 1 fully upgraded assault and 2 scouts who can hit their long lines, you're just gonna make any killer out there question if they're good or not. Next I'm gonna be talking about the Scout Shotgun. For the cost of 27 scrap, you can craft yourself a good old-fashioned boomstick that can do up to 80 damage per shot. If you get 2 scouts with that, they can get the whole team shotguns. And you can just go on a fucking crusade and make any killer never want to play again. It has 4 shots, meaning you can do a total of 320 damage per shotgun, killing every killer but the giant. And even after that, it's only going to leave him with 20 HP, meaning just a base pipe assault can kill him. The range is a massive factor, however, because it's not a fucking sniper rifle. You can't just shoot it at the killer from across the map and expect it to hit. You have to get up close and personal. So maybe just have the assault make you a helmet so you don't have to worry about getting killed as much. The one downside of the shotgun, though, is that once you've used all 4 of its shots, you're gonna get stuck in an animation. You'll have to wait until your killer's dumbass realizes they've only put 4 fucking rounds in it, while the killer you've used it on is probably chasing you pissed the fuck off. The Smoke Bomb is by far the worst, yet the best item to ever exist. And it only costs 10 scrap, which, by the way, if anyone from Elastic Games is watching, that really needs to be changed. It blurs the killer's vision and makes him only able to walk, letting you pick up a downed teammate or set him up for a bigger attack. Seems like a good item, right? Well, you're fucking wrong. For some reason, the smoke can glitch out and damage the killer, making him lose massive amounts of health. It also is even more broken when it comes to elevation. It doesn't follow elevation, meaning the killer could not get smoked, but you could. Let him get in a few cheap hits. Overall, this item is good for many situations, but right now it's extremely buggy. Last but not least, the Adrenaline. The Adrenaline is something that I think is not optimized to its maximum potential. For the cost of 10 scrap, you can gain unlimited sprint for about half a minute. I think if it was used fully to help you outrun killers except for the Strangler, and can also be used to do objectives last minute. 30 seconds to run up the bell tower, take the Adrenaline to become fucking Jim Fix, and you'll make that shit. It slightly boosts the movement while holding weight objectives as gas and gears, but allows you to run with the discs. Also, using it will restore 30 health instantly and can be used effectively to thwart killers and help the team. You want to make sure that you use it at key moments, otherwise you're just going to be wasting scrap. Alright, now with that out of the way, I'm going to talk about a few combos that, even though they seem really cancerous, they can almost destroy any killer if done correctly. Alright, so I'm going to start off with what I think is probably the most cancerous combo in this game. The Scout Medic combo. Or, you know, as I call it, the aneurysms of all killers. Their combo attacks will always almost let them instantly kill the killer. You can combine tasers and shotguns, taser and pipe bombs, smoke and pipe bombs. Like, you can almost do anything with their items to make any killer's life a living hell. And literally, you'll get such high damage output. Like, even if you don't hit them right next to them, you'll still probably take off so much of their health. It's unbelievable, and it just shows how overpowered survivors can be. The next is just the classic. It's the Assault and Scout. It's just a normal tag team, you know, like, usually how it works is you'll blind the killer, and then the Assault will go in and hit him a few times, twice if it's normal blind, 3 or 4 if it's a long blind, and this can really just help drain the killer's health to kill him, so that's just a classic tag team. I don't believe there's any combos for Technician so far. The best possible thing I could think of would be a blind and a proxy, but I just think that's completely useless because unless it's giant and they are just stupid enough to grab the survivor, that's just going to result in a teammate dying, which is just unnecessary. Here we are, the Scout and Scout combo, or to be considered apeshit. Not that it's bad, it's just so AIDS that the killer will actually contract from this. 2 decent scouts who will hit their blinds can total up to 10 seconds of blindness for the killer. Now for a reference, an assault can hit about once per second. So with a level 2 pipe, you'll be doing about 300 fucking damage in that small time. You can do constant smokes, or even dual shotguns for 160 damage volleys on the killer. Now that that's over with, and I just got, you know, all these aid combos out of the way, let's just talk about a few bugs that are with Scout. Alright, bug time! Scout is by far the buggiest class in the game, as well as holding so much bullshit as well. So let's just dive into this shithole and cover as much as I can think of. First of all, you got the fake blinds. Basically, look a blind, it doesn't work, and the killer doesn't get blinded. Next, we have the bullshit blind, where even if you're behind the killer, it teleports through him into his blind hitbox, and it blinds him. Even if you're behind him, you can do a spin move during the blind, and it blinds the killer. Let me just be more clear. You can do a 360 blind, and it'll cover next to every space. Also, just real quick, if any devs are seeing this, please change longer blind to something else, because an assault does almost above 40 damage for every hit once they're fully upgraded, and the blinds last 5 seconds. That's almost 200 damage by one assault. And the killer can't do anything. Next, there's the only shotgun bug I can think of, which is just when it shoots, it has a chance of being completely silent. It's not too big of a bug, but I guess when you're a killer, it's just going to be curious when like large amounts of your health are gone. And next come the smoke bugs, which first of all, elevation bug, which I've talked about. Killer doesn't get smoked, you do. You don't get smoked, killer does. It's really annoying both sides. The health drain bug, which is just pretty obvious. It's really annoying for all killers. You could be generally just, you could be winning against a team, and then a scout makes a smoke, throw it, and then you're like 1 hit from an assault. It's really annoying. And I'm not sure if there's any bugs with adrenaline, so I'll just give you a fun fact about it. Before the last patch, you used to gain something like 35 damage resistance, so it basically just allowed one assault to fight a slasher one-on-one, and thank God that's gone. Alright. Some of the strategies that I can think of with this class is that you always want to position yourself near your team. If one of them gets down, you can easily save them with a blind or a smoke. If a killer drops you down like a trapdoor, you can just use an adrenaline and speed your way back to your team, unless, again, it's Strangler. Your items allow you to play Scout 2 ways, Attack Scout or Support Scout. There is a middle ground, but it's kind of hard to master. You can throw smokes long distances too, but the one thing with smokes is that, you know, they have to hit the ground, so just try not to, you know, throw them against the wall and expect them to go off. Always focus on getting your long blind first, though, because remember, it is extremely powerful, and it's going to save you and your team's life. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video about the Scout, and if you enjoyed, please take the time to like and subscribe because it would mean so much to me. I'd also just like to take a quick moment to shout out my friend Pixelated Power. I'm going to leave a link to his YouTube channel in the description. He's making great last year videos, so if you like this kind of stuff, you should go check him out. Well, that's all from me, everyone. I'm Sam Sampson, and this has been my review about the Scout. Peace out, guys.